Hi everybody, I'm back with another video. So I am covering a hat base with velvet fabric, and then I'm putting fabric in the inside of the hat, and I'm using glue. This is just like a quick hat tutorial. It's not perfect. So if you make this hat like I just made it and try to sell it to somebody, that won't be a good idea. So basically I have circles that I use to cut out the fabric for these hats, but I could not find my circles that day or my big scissors, so I was just winging it real quick. It only took me like 20 minutes to do this. So as you see, I have like the satin material. I'm gonna take some Gorilla Hot Glue and just kind of like smear it all in the inside of the hat. And then after that, I'm gonna take that satin once I'm done putting all the glue in there and cover the inside of the hat and like kind of like firm it out, like, straighten it out, press it out. Then I'm gonna take the scissors and like trim the ends of it, because I am going to take the what's it called, the velvet fabric, and put it over top of the put it over top of the I'm a words. I'm not good at doing voiceovers, but I took the velvet fabric and put it over top the base, the base. And then here again, since I couldn't find my circle, I cut out a little bit of fabric from around the hat base, using it as like the guide. So the circles that I have are a little bit bigger than the hat, and it helps with me to be able to smooth down the fabric once I'm covering up the hat. So I always start with the inside first if I'm gonna cover up a hat. Um, you have to take your time. You have to make sure you have stretchy fabric. I would not advise people to be using satin to cover the outside of the hat. There's a special kind of satin. I don't remember the name of it at this moment that I have, but you can get it from Hobby Lobby. And that's the best kind of satin to cover a hat with. You could use adhesive spray to spray on top of a hat to put the fabric over it to make it stick, but I was not about to be spraying chemicals in my house. If I'm gonna do a spray one where you can attach the hat to the fabric, whatever, I would do it outside, not in my house, not in the house. And I would put like some glasses on, especially if you're allergic to things and stuff like that, and a mask. But as you see, going back to this, I am I'm taking the hot glue and put it around the edges of the hat and pressing. And I've done this so many times before, so it's nothing for me to do it. But if it's your first time doing it, please take your time. As you see, I'm doing the part that's easiest to me. So you see what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. I sped the video up some, but it didn't go as fast as I wanted to go. And yeah, so you see him taking. So as I'm folding the material over the inside of the hat, I use like trim to cover up the inside of the hat, so you won't see where I glued it all around. And the trim that I had, I just found this in my stash of stuff. But I usually use thicker trim because I don't want the glue to show once I am putting the trim on the hat. And I didn't have enough trim, so I had an open space. So I took a tag, as you'll see later on in this video, and I I glued it at the open part. But the trim, like, once you cut that trim, I usually take a lighter. It's in the video. I take a lighter and I light it up and make it hard at the end so it won't unravel. So I can glue it all around. You see, glue it around. Like it got caught on something. But too, and if you're making a velvet hat for someone too, see all this fabric and all this fuzzy stuff and whatever lint all over it. Before you put your decoration on it, please take a lint roller brush and get all that stuff off. Nothing's more unattractive than a sloppy made hat. If you take the hat and it has um just stuff all over it, and then you put the stuff over it, it's not gonna look cute. Like I see so many people making hats now, and more power to you, but make sure your stuff is neat. People just be slopping stuff together and then trying to sell it. Like, you gotta make sure it look good. And if it's something, yeah, like, yeah, make sure your stuff look nice and presentable. This is not really nice and presentable. This is just a quick tutorial. Nothing really professional. Just if you want to make a um little hat for yourself or a little fascinator. And you can do the same thing with something that's bigger, because that's a small little headpiece. I don't know how big it was, but it was small. It's like the size of one of my hands, just a little bigger than one of my hands. Not too big. But yeah. So you see them gluing it around the edge. Oh goodness. I think at that moment my glue stick ran out, so I was putting a new one in. And I was trying to fix the glue around it. So I think in this video too, I ended up putting a headband in the middle of it. So what happened was I usually have circle things that I make the headband thing. I don't even know what you call it, but attach the headband to the hat. I usually start in the middle of the hat if I'm attaching the headband, like the center, or a little bit before this, like in the center and halfway, like not in the center. But I had to use these heart things. I got those from Michael's, and I cut a slit in them, and I stuck the headband to it and glued it. You see right there, I'm putting the tag in to the hat. I also have a knife thing that I cut slits in for that. I couldn't find it. I don't know where it was at either. I have so much stuff. I did not know where it's at. It's probably in one of my bins and containers, and I was not fitting to look for it. So I just used my scissors and just cut a little bit out. Like you see how I'm sticking the headband in there, and one in the middle. See, my lint roller is right there. I forgot to use the lint roller in the video, but put it right there. So also, I usually, if I make a hat like that, like this, I sew. Like if I'm gonna make it for somebody, I'll sew it. And basically, you do the same thing with, like, if you're gonna sew a hat, you can still use glue. You can take glue and then put it inside of the hat, and then put the fabric that you're gonna cover the inside with, and then but you wouldn't put the glue all the way on the edge, just like in the middle. So when you take the fabric that you're gonna put on the outside, you can like put it around the hat, and you use clips to secure it, and then you just take it in the sewing machine and just like put it around the hat. And oh, right here, I had some trim that I got off of Amazon. Don't ever buy this stuff. It's terrible. It got caught up in everything. I was just gonna see what it looked like. So if you want to, you can decorate the hat. You can take some little, you know, I think it was like glue. It had like diamonds on it. But yeah. I was gonna do a little mock-up decoration, but it's not working. So I just took some rhinestones. I didn't actually glue that to that, but I was just giving you some ideas. If you have some applique, some pearls, like if you wanted to. But okay.